Welcome to Aquasea Healing Frequency, a sacred space where the rhythm of the sea meets the energy of healing. I'm Meiji, your guide on this journey of self-discovery, transformation, and remembrance. Just as the ocean moves in waves, sometimes gentle, sometimes fierce, healing ebbs and flows in its own divine rhythms. Here we dive into the depths of our inner world, release what no longer serves us, and open to the infinite possibility of love, light, and renewal. Through guided meditation, energy activation, personal reflection, and soul nourishing conversation, Aquasea Healing Frequency invites you to reconnect with your true essence. This is more than just a podcast. It's a frequency, a vibration, a current of energy that carries you through your healing journey. So take a deep breath in, feel the energy of the sea within you, and let's journey together into the new healing frequency of the soul. Welcome back to Aquasea Healing Frequency Podcast. Have you ever felt like no matter how much you rest, you're still exhausted? Or that your mind races even moments of stillness? In our modern world, stress and overstimulation can leave us feeling constantly on edge or completely drained, stuck in either fight or flight or shutdown mode. Today, we'll be diving into nervous system regulation, practices that help bring your body back into balance, soothe anxiety, and restore inner calm. In today's fast-paced North American culture, we are constantly on the move, chasing achievement and striving for success. The pressure to do more, be more, and accomplish more can leave us overwhelmed and disconnected from our inner peace. With social media feeding us instant gratification at every turn, we've forgotten what it means to slow down, to be present, and to wait. In this episode, we'll explore ways to regulate the nervous system, simple yet powerful practice to soothe anxiety, release stress, and return to a state of balance. When we nurture our nervous system, we cultivate resilience, allowing us to navigate life's challenge with greater ease and clarity. In this episode, we'll learn the role of the nervous system in emotional regulation and well-being, how chronic stress and overstimulation keeps us in fight, flight, or freeze mode. Simple, accessible tools to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the body's natural relaxation response. The power of breathwork, mindfulness, movement, and sound healing in restoring balance. And finally, how to shift from reactivity to response, creating space for calm and intentional actions. Understanding your nervous system and its impact on well-being. The nervous system is the body's command center, constantly processing information and responding to our environment. It plays a crucial role in how we experience stress, emotions, and overall well-being. There are two key branches of automatic nervous system that regulate our response. The sympathetic nervous system, or SNS, known as the fight or flight system, it prepares the body to react to stress, heighten alertness, and mobilizing energy. The parasympathetic nervous system, PNS, often called the rest and digest system, it supports relaxation, healing, and recovery, restoring balance after stress. When we experience chronic stress, our nervous system can become dysregulated, keeping us stuck in high alert, anxiety, and restlessness, or shutting us down, exhaustion, numbness. Learning how to activate the parasympathetic nervous system helps bring the body back into a state of balance, allowing us to respond to life with more ease and presence. A healthy nervous system is not about staying in one state indefinitely, but rather cultivating a dynamic balance between the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. We need the sympathetic to respond to challenges and take action just as we need the parasympathetic to restore and recharge. The key is to avoid getting stuck in one for too long. Finding flow between activation and relaxation is essential for overall well-being. Why chronic stress keeps us in fight or flight, and how to break the cycle. Our modern world is filled with constant stimulations, making it easy to get stuck in sympathetic nervous system dominance, the fight or flight state. This chronic activation keeps our body on high alert, draining our energy and preventing us from fully resting and recovering. Some common triggers that keeps us in the sympathetic nervous system are digital overload. Constant notification, social media scrolling, and blue light exposure keeps our brain wired and overstimulated. Chronic busyness. Always being on the go with no time for stillness or self-care sends signals to the body that it is unsafe to relax. Unresolved stress and trauma. Past experiences or ongoing pressures can create a loop of hypervigilance, keeping the nervous system in survival mode. Poor sleep habits. Irregular sleep patterns and lack of deep rest prevent the body from shifting into the parasympathetic rest and digest state. Caffeine and stimulations. Excessive consumption of caffeine, sugar, and energy boosters can contribute to increased heart rate and heightened alertness. Lack of mindful movement. Sedentary lifestyle combined with tension holding pattern can create physical stress that signals to the body to stay in defense mode. Living in a prolonged state of stress doesn't just affect your emotion, it affects your immune system, digestions, sleep, and overall energy level. The good news, your nervous system is adaptable, and by recognizing these patterns, you can start to rewire yourself for resilience and ease. Can you be too relaxed? Understanding the parasympathetic nervous system overactivation. While we often focus on chronic stress and the overactivation of the sympathetic nervous system, it is equally important to recognize when the parasympathetic nervous system becomes dominant for too long. The PNS is responsible for rest, digestion, and recovery, but when overactivated, it can lead to a state of low energy, disconnection, and emotional shutdown. Some signs of being stuck in the PNS dominancy includes extreme fatigue or low motivation, feeling constantly drained, sluggish, and unmotivated to take action. Emotional numbness, difficulty feeling excitement, joy, or even sadness. Everything feels muted. Avoidance and isolation, withdrawn from social interaction and struggle to engage with daily life. Slow cognitive functions, experiencing brain fog, forgetfulness, and difficulty focusing. Overwhelm and freeze response. Instead of taking action in response to stress, feeling paralyzed and unable to move forward. Just as being stuck in fight or flight can lead to burnout, being stuck in an over-relaxed state can cause us to feel unmotivated and disconnected. The key to nervous system regulation is balance, knowing when to engage and take action and when to rest and restore. How to regulate your nervous system and find balance. Rather than forcing ourselves into a constant state of relaxation or high energy, we can develop practices that help us shift fluidly between action and rest. Here are some tools to help you regulate your nervous system and bring yourself back into harmony. Achieving a healthy balance between the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system requires intentional practice that both calm the body and energize the mind when needed. These techniques help regulate nervous system response, ensuring we do not get stuck in prolonged stress or excessive withdrawal. 1. Breathwork. Engaging the breath to signal safety to the body and bring awareness to the present moment. Deep diaphragmatic breathing deep diaphragmatic breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, helping to reduce stress while engaging breathwork techniques like Kapalabhati, breath of fire, can stimulate the SNS when needed. Grounding techniques, connecting with nature and sensory awareness to stabilize the nervous system. Walking bare feet on grass, touching natural texture, or engaging in mindful sensory exercise helps bring the body into a state of regulation, preventing both overstimulation and disassociations. Gentle movement, incorporating mindful movements such as restorative yoga, Tai Chi, or slow stretching to balance the nervous system. Movement can help release stored tension from SNS activation, while rhythmic fluid motion encourage PNS engagement. Sound healing, using vibrations and frequency to bring the body into harmony. Singing bowls, binaural beats, or chanting can stimulate vagus nerve activity, which plays a key role in activating the PNS and fostering deep relaxation. Intentional rest. Prioritize deep rest to reset the system. This includes quality sleep, guided relaxation, and even short mindful pause throughout the day to prevent nervous system fatigue from SNS overstimulation. By integrating these practices into your daily life, you can shift from a state of survival to one of ease, presence, and empowerment. You deserve to feel safe in your body, to find moments of stillness amid the noise, to honor the rhythm of your own breath. From reactivity to response, how to create space for calm action. When we're stuck in survival mode, our nervous system reacts impulsively, making decisions based on stress, fear, or past conditionings. This can look like snapping at a loved one, shutting down emotionally, or making rushed choice without clarity. The key to shifting from reactivity to respond is creating space. Giving yourself a moment to pause before acting. This allows us to encourage the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for logic, problem solving, and emotional regulations. Here's how we can begin shifting from automatic reaction to intentional response. Pause and breathe. When you feel triggered, take a deep breath before reacting. Even a few seconds of intentional breathing can regulate your nervous system and prevent a reactive outburst. Come back to intentional breath work. Check in with your body. Notice if your shoulders are tense, your jaw is clenched, or your heartbeat is racing. Physical sensations are cues that can help you recognize when you're reacting from stress rather than intentions. Name what you feel. Say, I feel overwhelmed or I feel frustrated. Helps activate the logical part of your brain, reducing emotional intensity. Ask yourself, is this true? Often our reactions come from old narrative or fears that may not reflect the current situation. Questioning the validity of your thoughts can help shift your perspective. Respond with awareness. After grounding yourself, choose a response that aligns with your values and long-term well-being rather than a short-term emotional reaction. By practicing these steps consistently, we train our nervous system to move from impulsive reaction to mindful response, cultivating greater resilience, emotional intelligence, and inner peace. Personal reflection, finding my nervous system balance. As I continue on my healing journey, I've noticed that it is always easier to spot the sympathetic nervous system issues compared to the parasympathetic imbalances. However, with practice, I've learned to regulate my nervous system and bring them into balance. The more you become aware of how something feels, the easier it becomes to return to that state. I invite you to take the time to get to know yourself, to recognize your pattern and explore practices that help bring you back into alignment. Before we close, I'd love to hear from you. What are your triggers? What is one method you rely on to help regulate yourself? What is one new practice you're willing to add to your daily routine? Leave a comment or DM me on Instagram at Aquasea Healing Frequency. I'd love to continue this conversation with you. If you're ready to dive deeper, explore my course on Thinkific, where I guide you through practical tools to support your nervous system and cultivate lasting inner peace. All right, let's close this episode with a message for the collective from the Journey to the Heart book and 3 grounding ohms. There is power in stillness. Take time each day to seek out stillness, to find that sacred spot. Let your mind and soul be at ease. Don't gossip and grab for the magic and miracles. When you reside in that place of stillness, the joy, miracles, and magic you're seeking will find you. Place your left hand over your heart, your right hand over your left hand. Let's end today's practice with 3 rolling ohms as we send our collective healing vibrations to ourselves, to our loved ones, to Mother Earth, to the universe. Deep breath in. Palms together to the third eye. I thank you for tuning in, for taking this time for yourself so that you can fill your cups and in turn fill the cups of people around you. I acknowledge the dedication that you have for your healing journey. I thank you for allowing me to guide you on this journey. The light in me honors the light in each and every one of you. May you always stay open and coming back to your breath. Namaste. Until next time, bye. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Aquasea Healing Frequency. I hope the healing energy of the sea and the frequency we explored today have resonated deeply within you. Remember, the journey to inner peace and alignment is ever evolving, and I'm here to support you along the way. If this episode resonated with you, don't forget to subscribe, share, and leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Connect with me on Instagram and YouTube at Aquasea Healing Frequency. For more resources, head on over to my online course on Thinkific. Keep your heart open and let the waves of healing continue to flow. Until next time, may peace and healing embrace you always. Meiji.